celebrating my becoming a bar mitzvah with my family, even though it's winter break and you could be down in Florida. I would like to start by saying something you may or may not have heard at a bar or bat mitzvah. I do not like Moshe. Yes, that is what I said. I do not like Moshe. Like you, I was taught that he was a great hero. He was the man who had a long conversation with God. He was the man who brought the Torah down from Mount Sinai. He was the man who got credit for making the sea split, even though most of us know that Nachshon waded into the water and almost killed himself before the sea actually split, while Moshe just stood there with his staff in the air. But if you look at him closely like I have for the past year, you'll realize he isn't nearly as perfect as he seems. Let me explain why I have problems with Moshe. Reason 1. We get into trouble when we make assumptions, and we may have made a rather bad assumption about Moshe's lineage. According to Bereshis, the 11th chapter, Shem is the son of Noah. Shem's grandson is Ever. Ever is the father of all of Rim, the father of all Hebrews. 5 generations after Ever, Terach was born. Terach, the father of Abraham, the grandfather of Isaac, and the great-grandfather of Yaakov, whose name is changed to Israel. Yaakov's children are the first Bnei Israel, the first children of Israel. That means that there are 9 generations between the first Israelites and the first Hebrews. When Pharaoh's daughter saves Moshe, she says, "This is a Hebrew child." And she has Miriam, Moshe's sister, go get a Hebrew nurse, her mother. God goes out of his way to make it clear that Moshe is a Hebrew, not an Israelite. This is the mistake we made. We assume that all Hebrews are Israelites and all Israelites are Hebrews. Simply put, the Israelites are going to be rescued by a man who is only marginally related to them. Reason 2. I don't think I'm spoiled, but most of my family, especially my parents, would disagree. But compared to Moshe, I'm not spoiled at all. Everything is handed to Moshe on a silver platter. He is raised in Pharaoh's palace. He gets away with murder, literally. He sees an Egyptian mistreating an Israelite, then murdered him. He was so insecure about his speech that he whines until God allows his brother Aaron to speak to Pharaoh. But have you noticed? After he and the Jewish people leave Egypt, he has no problem ordering them around. Reason 3. He throws temper tantrums. When he comes down from the mountain and sees the golden calf, he flies into a rage, shattering the tablets. And when the rock doesn't give water soon enough, he hits the rock. Big mistake. Maybe I'm not the only one who has problems with Moshe. The Jews didn't seem to care for him much either. The entire journey in the wilderness is Israel complaining about Moshe over and over and over again. That is why, I chose this week's Torah portion because I don't care for Moshe. And this week's Torah portion presents a very different image of Moshe. The side of Moshe with a number of negative qualities. This is why I find this week's Torah portion intriguing. Moshe's lineage, the burning bush, a Midianite wife, a murdered Egyptian, and for me, the most interesting part is when God actually tries to kill Moshe. Maybe God wasn't too keen about Moshe either. I mean, what other reason would he have had to try to do this sin to a leader? Some may even say one of the greatest leaders of all time. Becoming a bat mitzvah is more than just having a party, or leading the service, or reading from the Torah. When I was younger, I was taught as a child was taught. My Judaism was pediatric Judaism. Today, I stand before you as someone who has embraced not only my Judaism, but someone who has made the commitment to question, to learn the most important word in all of Judaism. Why? Why do things happen in the Torah? Why do things happen the way they happen in the Torah? What are we supposed to learn? How are we supposed to apply what we learn to our lives? Today, I'm making a commitment that my Jewish life will be one dedicated to all of these things. I want to thank you for coming to celebrate with me. I would like to thank my parents for supporting me through all of my breakdowns, all the times I wanted to give up, and convincing me to keep going. Thank you. I would like to thank my brother Felix for not driving me insane. I would like to thank Rabbi Halpern for putting up with me for the past year and a half. And thank you for all the people that came out of town for coming today. Thank you to my family who helped me make a beautiful lunch. And thank you all for coming. Now go eat. I know that was what you were all waiting for.
Alexis, not so quick on the eating.